Willie, obviously it's been a very testing year for yourselves, but I suppose you can be consoled by the fact that you've still got a very strong team going to Cheltenham, and your hurdlers in particular, you look to have a very strong hand. And starting off on day one, another strong hand in the Supreme Novice Hurdle, where you've got the favourite Melon and third favourite at the moment, Bunk Off Early.
Yes, Melon does everything nicely at home. He's going to lack experience going over there, but I think Flown won that race with only one run a few years ago, and we brought over 5 for 3 to win the Neptune with only one run. It's not as if it's impossible. His homework is good. Hope he puts it all together on the day.
And obviously Bunk Off Early gives you a strong enough, I suppose, second string.
Yeah, he ran a fantastic race in the Deloitte, so he comes back 2 furlongs to 2 miles. It should be a lot easier to ride him there. He's a little bit more experienced than Melon. And then we have 2 other horses, Cilaos, Emery and Mome. Both of those won't be out of the reckoning, I think. They have credentials to run there, and who knows what's going to happen in the Supreme Novice.
And you've got a few cracking mares this year, and 2 of them could take each other on in the Mares Novice Hurdle. You've got Airlie Beach and Let's Dance, who both look exceptional at this stage.
They do. Airlie Beach has been a real find. We didn't dream that she would come to be as good as she is, but she's done everything we've asked her. What more can you ask? She goes for that. And then Let's Dance, of course, being a second season novice, we hope she'd be good, and probably expected her to be good, but she goes there with a real chance.
And Bacardys was a bit unlucky obviously last year in the Champion Bumper, ran a great race, and he's probably going to lead your team in the Neptune.
It looks like that. When he won the last day, I thought possibly the Albert Bartlett, but we might be well represented in the Albert Bartlett, and I think Saturnus and himself might lead our team in the Neptune this year.
And moving on to the Albert Bartlett, again you've got plenty of options. I just seen Augusta Kate going round in the gallops there. It looks like her homework is just as bad as ever, which is probably a good sign.
Yeah, she never shines too much at home, but she does on the racetrack. She was running a great race in Naas when she fell at the last. She's schooled well since that. The Albert Bartlett would look to be the race for her.
And anything else in the Albert Bartlett?
Say Jersey runs there. Penhill, of course, he ran very well at Christmas when we upped him to 3 miles. I think 3 miles suits him better, the way he jumps. And if the ground is good, his flat form puts him in there with a tremendous chance.
And at the start of the season, Willie, I suppose we all thought that Willie Mullins would almost certainly win the Champion Hurdle. We probably thought it would be with Faugheen, maybe with Annie Power again, perhaps with Arctic Fire, but they've all gone by the wayside as such. And it looks like now Limini might be our number one hope, who you're thinking of supplementing for the race.
That's right. After her run the other day in Punchestown, we have to do some strong thinking about that. And I think she might deserve her chance in it. So we'll make our mind up near the day of when we have to supplement her. It costs a lot of money to supplement her, and we'll see how things go between now and then.
And she was very impressive in beating Appleshade, wasn't she?
She was. If the form is right, people keep telling me it looks all right. I was really taken with how much she'd improved her jumping from last year and how much she'd improved herself.
And moving on to the Stayers Hurdle, Shaneshill is a horse who's been very unlucky at Cheltenham Festival, second 3 years in a row. He looks like he's going to lead your team in the Stayers Hurdle, along with perhaps the versatile Clondaw Warrior.
Yes, both of those have chances. Shaneshill, as you say, he runs well there, so that puts him in with a chance. Clondaw Warrior has won around there. I think he won a bumper around there, and we've been probably going over 2 miles rather than 3. And looking at his flat form, we've upped him to 3 now, and I think he can improve more on what he did, and that puts him in the race with a really good chance.
And I suppose the rock solid one every year for you, and she was very good again last year, is Vroum Vroum Mag, who looks set to go down the OLBG Mares Hurdle route and defend her crown.
She does. Now, she won in Doncaster the last day, but I wasn't impressed with her, and don't think anyone was, but she seemed to be harbouring something, incubating something, and she wasn't well when she came home. She's back to herself now, and that's probably the race for her.